start.
When you specifically talk about sweeping the karmic impressions, what exactly you do? Just to summarize, what exactly is required to be done?
I just said, be more sympathetic, understanding, be less judgmental, right?
Hmm.
Work on your own spiritual growth by, as I said, meditate, be in prayer, satsang. All
Hmm.
these things make a difference.
Right.
But if you're going to be only within your circle and do not open the doors for you to see what avenues you can explore and learn from, then your environment and your interaction becomes very limited,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Hmm.
But when you extend yourself, then you broaden your thinking, your as to what's going on,
Hmm.
right? Earlier when we did not have enough exposure through different kind of social media, we really didn't know what was going on in the world,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But today through different social media, television, everything is available to us instantly, isn't it?
Hmm.
And then from there we have a better understanding of what's going on in the world.
Hmm.
Correct. But if we didn't have, then we have very limited knowledge, isn't it?
Hmm.
Education was first very restricted to classroom education, isn't it?
Hmm.
But today it is at a global reach, isn't it? You have online education, you have tutors who can, work with you one on one, online, face to face, so on and so forth, isn't it?
Hmm.
So exposure to you have exposure to different ways of educating yourself, right?
Hmm.
And then you pick what you think makes sense. You eliminate what may not work for you, right?
Hmm.
And you make the best of what you can work with,
Hmm.
what tools you can work with, isn't it? But if you do not have an exposure to any of these things, then our understanding also becomes very limited. Isn't it true? Therefore, we need to constantly work in clearing that space. It's very important. It's only when we do that, as I said, we will be able to bring in fresh understanding, fresh knowledge, exposure, and build it up from there.
Where is the sweeping here? So basically, you're saying sweeping. This is not sweeping. This is inviting broader perspectives in life.
Yeah, when you invite broader perspectives in life, you sweep what is not required,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Isn't it? But if you have your own constant thinking, this is the way I want it, you are not sweeping or not trying to take help from external sources that can help you to basically in to summarize or you know extending yourself
Hmm.
to different avenues for your own spiritual growth
Okay.
and thinking,
Okay.
isn't it?
So sweeping first and then extending to fill in.
Yes, clear the clutter, clear the mind of anything that is negative, anything that's not required,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And be open to receiving from different channels and
Hmm.
avenues.
Hmm.
We listen to great masters, we listen to different lectures, correct? We listen to, we read, and that's how we gain knowledge, that's how we gain a different perspective and understanding.
Hmm.
Isn't that true?
Hmm.
But if you don't do any of those things, then we have very limited exposure.
Hmm.
So that is why it's really important for our own journey on our spiritual path, for our own spiritual journey, to clear the path all the time, right?
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel that, yeah, I shouldn't have got, I shouldn't have behaved in a X manner,
Hmm.
right? Or I shouldn't have got angry. We do have that realization, right?
Hmm.
So, and then what we do? We work on it, right?
Yeah.
So we say, okay, next time probably I'll be more tolerant. I don't think I should have behaved in that manner or conducted myself because I wasn't reasonable,
Hmm.
right? In behaving in that way. So what are we doing? We are eliminating that action that we did, right?
Hmm.
Right? We are sweeping that away, and we are moving to a space from where we show sympathy, we understand what we've done, and we want to rectify our own behavior,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've swept away what was not correct,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And then we cleared that space and thinking
Hmm.
to again conduct consciously next time
Hmm.
in a manner which will be less, which will have a less impact, will be less harmful, you know, to our own selves and the world at large with whom we communicate or we interact. When there is conscious exposure, then we understand what is right and what is wrong,
Hmm.
or not so right, so wrong,
Hmm.
correct?
Hmm.
But if we do not have that exposure,
Hmm.
we cannot work on a cause, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll end on that note.
Okay. Thank you,
You know,
Baba.
these are very small
It's-
thoughts, actions that we can do. We all know it, but we don't really work on it. So we've got to work. Why has it just, we've learned, we've seen, we've heard, we've seen our, maybe at home, we've seen our parents, you know, they become our role model to a large extent, isn't it?
Hmm.
We see how we've grown up with their thinking, their knowledge, their what they pass on to us, right?
Hmm.
We learn from there, isn't it? All the time, isn't it?
Hmm.
So why can't we extend ourselves to going more forward, behaving more rationally, with a greater understanding of our existence at large? So we'll end on that beautiful note. To my prayers and conscious all the time. Eliminate what is not required. Physically, morally, mentally, socially. Clear the space, clear the clutter.
Thank you, Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.